Good afternoon. This is the fourth video lesson on electromagnetic induction. In previous class, we have discussed about motional EMF and three different ways of inducing EMF in the conductors. We also discussed about Fleming's right hand rule, right? And Lenge's law we have discussed. Today's class will be focused on eddy currents. So today's topic, children, eddy currents. Eddies means like swirling currents in water. Eddies means whirlpools. Okay. So this is actually discovered by the scientist Foucault. So they are also known as Foucault currents. Foucault currents. For these currents to exist on the surface, the metals should be moved in a magnetic field, or whenever a metal surface is subjected to a varying magnetic field, currents are induced on the surface of the conductor in the form of whirlpools, which are known as eddy currents. Okay, so when a metal sheet is subjected to varying magnetic fields, then currents are induced on the surface of the sheet in the form of whirlpools. So eddies means whirlpools. So on the sheet it will be like circulating currents. Okay. Now these currents are sometimes desirous and sometimes they are non-desirous. For example, we have transformers. Transformer consists of two coils, primary and secondary coil. Both of them are wound on a soft iron core. Transformers work in the AC, alternating currents. So because of this alternating currents, the magnetic fields associated with them will also be alternating, that is changing with time. Due to change in the magnetic field, the flux produced by them also will change. Due to change in the flux, currents are induced. So on the surface of these cores, currents are induced in the form of whirlpools. Whether it is eddy current or conduction current or induction current, children, the basic property of the current is to produce heat. From the formula H equals I square RT, Joule's law. So because of this heat, some of the electrical energy is wasted. So this becomes a non-desirous. So therefore, in such cases what we do, we cannot completely eliminate these eddy currents, but we will try to minimize them. So how to minimize the eddy currents means by decreasing the surface area. So you have the sheet as it is. So to decrease the surface area, you have to cut the sheet as a whole. That means dimension wise you have to decrease. But that is not actually an anticipated move, because you wanted that much of sheet, still you wanted to have a less number of eddy currents induced, less magnitude of eddy currents induced. So for that, you keep the dimension of the sheet as it is with length and breadth. Either you make the holes in the sheet or you cut the slots. So if this is the sheet of given dimension, how do you reduce the eddy currents on the surface means either you can cut it in the form of holes. So these holes do not have any metal sheet. So as a result, the mass will decrease, length and breadth will remain what? Same. So available area of surface for eddy currents also will decrease. So this is how the eddy currents are induced in one particular direction, depending on the availability of surface area and how they are moving. Suppose you have a very strong north pole here and very strong south pole here. So you have a strong magnetic field running from north to south. So you now just take a sheet and move it in this magnetic field, up and down, up and down, up and down. So flux will be continuously increasing as it comes down. So because of increase in the flux, EMF is induced. Now as the sheet comes down, what will happen? Flux will be decreasing. Again, currents will be induced in the opposite direction. When it is entering, if the current is in this direction, when it is moving up, it will be in the opposite direction. So either ways, because of change in the flux, currents are induced on the surface, which are called as eddy currents. So how to minimize the magnitude of eddy currents means you have to either make holes in the sheet or by making the slots. So that point we will mention here. Okay. Now, eddy currents are minimized. Eddy currents are minimized either by making holes in the sheet or making slots. Slots means, children, there is a sheet like this. Okay, this much portion you cut it and remove. So cut करके इसको निकाल देना. So you have a slot here. So similarly here also you can have a slot. Here also you can have a slot. So they are all empty only. So now eddy currents are there only in these places, like this. So 1, 2, 3, this will not contribute for any eddy current. Okay, right. Now what are the advantages and disadvantages of eddy currents means? Eddy currents are very much required in certain applications like magnetic braking of trains. So on the rails, generally what will happen? Above the rails, some electromagnets will be arranged. When you activate these electromagnets, they induce eddy currents in the rails. So once eddy currents are induced, they oppose the motion of the train. So as a result, the train will come to a halt very slowly and smoothly. It's not like mechanical braking. All of a sudden, with a huge jerk, the train will come to stop. No, this jerks will not happen in electromagnetic braking. Okay, so what actually you require to have electromagnetic braking means you require very strong electromagnets. How they will be? They will be erected above the rails. So once you activate these electromagnet means you have to pass the current. Then it will become what? Magnet. So this magnet is now, this electromagnet is now allowed with what? Alternating currents. As the current is changing, the magnetic field associated with the coils also will change. Because of the change in the magnetic field, flux will change. This changing flux will be linked with rail पटरी. तो वो पटरी में वो रेल में induced currents आ जाते हैं. Once induced currents are produced, then it will oppose the motion of the train. So this is called what? Electromagnetic braking or magnetic braking of trains. So advantages or merits. Of eddy currents. Number 1, magnetic braking. Of trains. इलेक्ट्रिकल ट्रेन्स में ये यूज़ कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड वन इज इंडक्शन फर्नेस. Induction furnace. Furnaces are used generally to melt the things. So here metals can be melted with the help of induction furnaces. So either you can have two poles, north and south poles, where there is a magnetic field running from north to south. You just make a sheet to swing in the magnetic field. Now as the sheet is entering into the magnetic field, the flux will be gradually increasing, because of which eddy currents are induced. And as it is leaving the magnetic field, again the flux will be changing. Now it is decreasing flux, because of this induced currents are there but in the opposite direction. So whether it is clockwise current or anti-clockwise current, the heat produced will be adding up. So generally if you don't make it to oscillate, means if you do not give a periodical push to the sheet, after some time it will undergo a damping and it will stop. Children, damping is not occurring because of the air. Damping is occurring because of the eddy currents. Eddy currents induced in the sheet. So in order to overcome that damping produced by eddy currents, we have to give a periodical push. Then continuously eddy currents will be induced. So heat will be generated. Because of its own heat, it starts melting. That is why it is called as a induction furnace. Okay. The other way what you can do is, you can surround this metallic sheet with huge coils, maybe a huge solenoid. So inside the solenoid you can keep this metallic sheet. Now pass alternating current in the solenoid. This alternating current will produce alternating magnetic field, that is changing magnetic field. The changing magnetic field will induce EMF. Where? In the sheet. So this is actually a solenoid. Here you are going to keep a sheet. In this you will be passing current I. So there will be a magnetic field. So these are the magnetic field lines linked with this sheet. As current is changing, the magnetic field B equals to mu naught IN also will change. So as I changes, B changes. Because of change in the B, the flux phi equals to BA. So B changing, the flux also will change. Due to change in the flux with time, you get EMF induced. E equals to minus d phi by dt. So as it is now having surface area, a current will be produced. I equals to E by R, where R is the resistance of the sheet. So now eddy currents will be induced in the sheet like this, clockwise or anti-clockwise. So if current is going like this, clockwise currents, for example, going like this, anti-clockwise. So they do not cancel each other, children, but the heating produced by them will be going on adding. So because of this heat, what will happen? This metal sheet melt. So these melted sheets then we use to make alloys of our interest. So that is called induction furnace. Okay. Third one is electromagnetic damping. Electromagnetic damping. In general, moving coil galvanometers use soft iron core to increase the strength of the magnetic field. That we have discussed. A copper coil will be wound on a soft iron. Okay, because the strength of the magnetic field we wanted to increase there. So soft iron is a very good magnetic material. Now you consider a non-magnetic metal, maybe aluminum or copper. So take such a cylinder and wind the copper coil on that. Now when current is passed in this copper coil, okay, so there is a flux because of the field. That flux linked with this cylinder also. Which cylinder? Copper cylinder or iron cylinder on which your coil is wound. Okay, because of this, what will happen? Induced currents will come in the surface, on the surface of the cylinder, and which will try to oppose the motion of the coil. So wherever you require damping, wherever you require the oscillations to subside, gradually decrease, there you use this phenomena of eddy currents. That is called as what? Electromagnetic damping. Means purposefully you are producing damping in the oscillation of the coil. In such case, okay, you have to allow the current to change continuously. Okay, right. Now the fourth one is working of electric meters. Working of electric meters. Right. So every house now will be provided with an electric meter which measures the number of units consumed by you over a period of time, maybe 1 month or 2 months, like that. So for that only, depending on the number of units, you are paying electricity bill to the department. Now everywhere you find the digital meters only, children. But 5-6 years before from now, there used to be analog meters, where there used to be a silver like disc. It is not made up of silver, it is coated with silver, it's a disc only. Okay, so and the disc, you can see that it is continuously rotating. So if it completes one rotation, it indicates that you have consumed certain amount of power, maybe 0.1 kilowatt or 0.2 kilowatt or 1 kilowatt or 1 unit. So depending on the number of rotations of this disc, the units will be what counted. So how does it work? Means it works because of this eddy currents only. The alternating current that is entering into the meter, okay, will produce alternating magnetic field, which will produce a torque on both sides of this one, the disc will produce. So if one force will push it like this, other force will push it like this. So because of this, what will happen? The disc will be continuously rotating. So the disc in the electric meter will rotate only because of the eddy currents. That is called what? Working of electric meter. Okay. Now, so what are the disadvantages? Means, so everywhere you see that wherever there is a current, heat is produced. So whatever this heat is disadvantageous, means heat energy is actually at the expense of electrical energy only, because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So where from heat is coming, some of the electrical energy is wasted in the form of heat. So these disadvantages or demerits. Demerits. So first one, only one we have, that is nothing but eddy currents produce heat in the core of a transformer. So what to do then? You have to avoid using the core. But a transformer without core, it will not work, because the flux of one coil should be linked up with the second coil. For that you require a medium. That medium is nothing but what? A core. So core compulsory should be used. So then how to do means, instead of using a very thick core, you can use a laminated core. Means cut the core into fine sheets, and each sheet will be now clubbed up with a dielectric material like lacquer, LACQUR. So that is actually non-conducting material. Okay. So one sheet will be pasted on the other sheet with the help of this lacquer. Okay. So thereby what you are doing? You are trying to minimize the surface area. Instead of using a single, at a stretch, thick core, soft iron core, you can use a laminated core. So due to lamination of the core, you are trying to decrease the surface area. As the surface area decreases, the magnitude of eddy currents will what? Decrease. Like that, you can minimize the heat. Otherwise, you cannot avoid. Okay. So this point you can write to minimize. This is not a demerit. Then if at all a question is asked how to overcome the effect of eddy currents in case of transformer, means to minimize the heating effect of eddy currents, core should be laminated. Power cut, children. Since morning this is playing like this only. Okay. I hope you can see this because it is arranged in a corner, so I am unable to get sufficient light. So to minimize the heating effect of eddy currents, core should be laminated. So laminated cores will have less surface area, so therefore magnitude of eddy currents will decrease, so that heating effect also will decrease. Okay. So this is one of the important question for board examination. Fine. Okay. What are eddy currents? Mention one advantage and one disadvantage. 2 marks question. Definition of eddy currents 1 mark. Mentioning the merit half mark. Mentioning the demerit half mark. Okay. Right. So we have a beautiful demonstration for eddy currents. Okay. In the lab. So once we meet really physically in the lab, then we will demonstrate how these eddy currents will work. Okay, right. Now the other part of the topic, children, inductance, self-inductance and mutual inductance. So now this is self-inductance. This I denote it as what? L. Now look at the word. You have a solenoid like this. This is connected across a battery with a key, not an ordinary key which we use. This is a switch like. Yes. Play. Current will flow like this, will go like this. So here you have a magnetic field. Who is producing this magnetic field? When you close the switch, current will flow. So now as you have shown the current, close it. Magnetic field is produced. Now what do you do, children? Instead of having like this, open this one. Okay. And you start playing with this, make and break contact. If you push down, circuit is made. If you remove your finger, because of the spring action, it will come up. So make and break, make, break, make, break. When it is made, current will flow. When it is broken, current will what? Stop. So what is happening? Because of this, current is increasing from 0 to some value and some value to 0. I told in the previous class, everything is time consuming. Okay, right. So because of this change in the current, this magnetic field also will change. What is the link? Link is B equals to mu naught into I into N. Now you are producing change in the current, field will change. Because of this, what will happen? Flux phi into B. As B is changing, flux also will what? Change. Because of change in the flux, what will happen? E equals to minus d phi by dt. That is, you are inducing what? EMF. Where? In the coil. Already is there. That is the battery or the cell which you applied. Now the coil will induce itself an EMF which is called what? Back EMF. So long as you go on playing this, the back EMF will exist in a direction opposite to this one. Now this is the current which you are sending. Now the coil will send a current in the opposite direction. This is called I induced. And this is called I applied. applied current and induced current. So this property of a coil, by virtue of which it induces an EMF so as to oppose the applied EMF or applied current, is known as self-induction. Self-induction is different, self-inductance is different. Self-induction is a phenomena in which a coil induces EMF due to change in the magnetic flux linked with it. Okay, then how much this induction will take, it's a phenomena, it doesn't have any unit and measurement. The thing, how much, how serious, how vigorous, how greater, how smaller is this induction, that will be measured by a quantity that is nothing but what? Self-inductance. Okay, so the current induced, the back EMF induced in any coil is directly proportional to flux linked with. Phi is directly proportional to I. Okay, now this will be phi B equals to some constant L into I, where L is known as what? Self-inductance. So where L equals to phi B divided by I is self-inductance. So how to define self-inductance means magnetic flux per unit current. So therefore the magnetic flux per unit current is called self-inductance. L. Okay, right. So because of this change, what will happen? Now EMF is what? Induced. This unit we will try to write. So SI unit. Phi is measured in what? Magnetic flux is measured in what? Weber or Tesla into meter square divided by I is nothing but what? Ampere. AMPERE, ampere. So instead of using two scientists' names for a single unit, now this will be measured in terms of Henrys in the honor of scientist Henry, who is the founder of the electromagnetic induction. Okay, Henry. So this will be denoted by H. Now we do not define Henry from this definition, children. If there is a 1 Weber of flux, whenever there is 1 ampere of current, then the self-inductance of the coil is said to be 1 Henry. This is not the unit. Okay. Now we were telling that because of the change in the flux, EMF is what? Induced. Okay. That is, but induced EMF E equals to minus N into d phi B by dt, where N is number of turns in the coil. So this will be equals to minus N into d by dt of phi B is nothing but L into I. So L is a constant here. So this is minus N into L into di by dt. Okay, now we define self-inductance like this. If 1 volt of EMF is induced, if 1 volt of EMF is induced in a coil of 1 turn, when current in it changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second, when the current in it, like this, when the current in it changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second, then the self-inductance of that coil is said to be 1 Henry. So let me write this. So now if 1 volt EMF is induced in a coil of 1 turn when current in it changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second, then the self-inductance of that coil is 1 Henry. So define SI unit of self-inductance. One more question. Now you have to define, you now need to mention what is the self-inductance. Self-inductance is measured in Henry. Is not your answer. Question is, define SI unit of self-inductance. So पहले self-inductance का SI unit recall करना तुम. What is that? Oh, it is Henry. So how to define Henry? With the help of this equation. So this is old equation only, children. What the equation we have produced is this one only. The flux, magnetic flux linked with a coil is directly proportional to current flowing in it. So that proportionality is removed with a constant what? L, where L is known as self-inductance. So define self-inductance alag hai. Define the SI unit of self-inductance is defined alag hai. Define self-inductance means you can define it. Magnetic flux per unit current is known as self-inductance. Define the SI unit of self-inductance means this one. If 1 volt of EMF is induced, 1 volt EMF is induced in a coil of 1 turn when current in it changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second, then the self-inductance of that coil is said to be 1 Henry. So how did you define means? From the equation which we used at the beginning of Faraday's law. E equals minus N into d phi by dt. In the place of IV, I have substituted. Okay. So there is self-induction. Self-inductance. Self-induction is not a physical quantity, children. Self-induction is a phenomena. Self-inductance is a physical quantity. It has got unit, it has got dimension, you can measure it. But self-induction is a phenomena which you can see. Right? It is a property by virtue of which a coil induces an EMF. A coil induces an EMF in it so as to oppose the applied EMF. ये applied EMF है, इसको oppose करने के लिए ये current induce करते हैं. So then the net current should be 0, sir. Not like that. It's like a friction and applied force. It's like a gravity and Bion's force.